When the Doug fir went down, it took off this limb off of this white oak, Quercus lobata. This right here is a maple right in front of us, and the Acer macrophyllum.
There was so much brush in the way, it's hard for me to get a good camera shot to show the perspective of how the tree went over. You can see it right there, repeating the shot there. I'm going to come up behind the tree, and so you can see it from the backside. I'll show that shot right now here. But it did a lot of damage on its way down, broke a bunch of limbs. So here's the back side of the tree where it uprooted out of the ground right next to the road above the house. And you can see how it just laid right down there. It had a funny shape to it. So you can see how it's just hanging right over the house, and it's hung up in the limbs of other trees. It's ready to go and just come down. So first thing I did was secure it.
So I got an extra rope tied on.
So I ended up using a lot of rigging in this tree. I used all my ropes, and I rigged high into other trees all around. I had 3 different ropes holding this thing up while I worked on it.
That's my 3/4 inch bull line. 3/4 inch short piece. That's a 35 footer that I got. I think I brought the extra battery. I might need the small pole saw. Send that up to me. I need it. My short Zubat, the old one. Set my line way up there.
This tree had a bunch of snaggly old stuff I had to clean up. Those are old vines that dried. English ivy grows around this community like crazy. I was getting a bunch of junk out of there before I could even get up in the tree and do any work. I just got my akimbo, and it was I'm still on a learning curve using it at this point. This was back in 2019. And my GoPro on my helmet, I wasn't using it very much. I had problems with the batteries always going dead, and I just wasn't that good at using the GoPro. You know, you got to carry like 3 batteries with you and constantly change out the batteries. And I was just like not into that at that time. I was really mad at GoPro because their battery life was so short. And I was just not, I wasn't as aggressive on making it work properly. One of these days I think I'm going to get the DJI system. Anyway, so I'm going to set my 200-foot Scandier in a super high crotch. I'm aiming about 80 feet up, 80 to 90 feet up. And sometimes it's so hard to see up in there, I have to use a spotter scope because it's so brushy and it's very high. I can barely see the string, so I use this spotter scope I got at a flea market. Got a good deal on it. I think I got it for 20 bucks. And the thing I like about the Scandier rope there is the physical properties of it. It's the same diameter as the ecstatic, but I don't have to mess with the cam settings on my akimbo when I'm using both of those ropes because they're the same for the glide characteristics, the rope feeding through and holding my weight. If I got it set for the ecstatic, it'll work with the Scandier just fine.
I got the Scandier hooked up, and we gave it a yank test with body weight. I'm going to go ahead and try out my new akimbo. I got to get the body weight adjusted on this. Okay.
So yeah, I didn't have my GoPro on when I was up there in the crotch of that tree, but way up there, about 60 to 75 feet up, I set an anchor rope.
That's wrap 4 pull 2.
5/8 inch. No, that's 3/4 inch.
Fully extended. We got that thing tight.
Braid on braid.
Is that thing slipping? A little bit. It's walking. Here, I'll hold it. You wrap it.